Rizwan was a thief and he wasn't afraid of the dark. He had done this before, broken into countless houses, always coming out with something valuable. But tonight, something felt different. He stood in front of a massive, old mansion hidden deep inside a quiet neighborhood. The house was shrouded in mystery its windows dark and cold like empty eyes staring at him. The moonlight barely touched the weathered stone walls, and the vines crawling up the sides only added to the eerie atmosphere. "Easy job, he whispered to himself. No one lives here. Just get in, grab what I can, and leave. But as he pushed the gate open, a strange feeling washed over him. The air was heavy, as if it had been still for decades. He shrugged it off. He had done his fair share of breaking and entering, and nothing would stop him tonight. Stepping inside the mansion, the door creaked behind him, closing slowly with an almost unnatural sound. The floor beneath his boots groaned as he walked, but he kept moving. The house was silent, save for the occasional whisper of the wind. The smell of dust and old wood filled the air. Just a few valuables, then I'll leave. As Rizwan moved deeper into the house, he noticed the ancient furniture covered in sheets, dusty portraits hanging crookedly on the walls, and candles long extinguished. It seemed like the house had been abandoned for years, no signs of life. But then he heard it. A soft whisper. Who's there? His blood ran cold. The voice was soft almost seductive like the voice of a woman calling from the shadows. Rizwan froze, his heart pounding. There was no way anyone could be here. He glanced around, trying to see where the voice had come from. The house felt strangely alive now, as though something was watching him. And then, he saw her. At the top of the staircase stood a woman, radiant and beautiful. Her skin was pale her black hair flowing like a dark river down her back. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. She wore a long white dress that fluttered around her like it was alive. "You're in my house, she said, her voice calm, hypnotic. Rizwan opened his mouth to speak, but his words caught in his throat. Something about her presence made it hard to think clearly, to focus. She smiled, stepping down the stairs, her bare feet making no sound against the floor. "You're not afraid of me?" she whispered, getting closer. Her voice was intoxicating and for a moment, Rizwan forgot everything even his fear. Then, she reached out and placed a hand on his chest. The touch was cold sending a strange tingle through his body. "Stay with me, she whispered, her lips barely brushing against his ear. Without thinking, Rizwan leaned in, his heart racing. Before he knew it, she kissed him, softly at first then deeper, more intense. Something was wrong, but in that moment, he couldn't pull away. Rizwan's heart raced faster with each passing second, as if something otherworldly was pulling him in. He should have run, should have pushed her away and escaped, but he couldn't. The kiss was mesmerizing like a spell he couldn't break. Her lips were cold, but they sent a fire through him, strange, unnatural yet somehow irresistible. The darkness of the house seemed to close in around him and the air grew thicker with each breath he took. He pulled back slightly, looking at her, his eyes wide with confusion and desire. Who are you?" he whispered, his voice barely audible. The woman smiled again, her eyes glowing like pools of light in the dark but there was something dangerous in her expression. "You can call me Lily, she said softly, her voice almost like a song. "I've been waiting for you." Rizwan felt an odd sensation at the back of his mind, something that felt like a warning, but it was drowned out by the rising heat in his chest. He tried to pull away, but she held him firmly, her fingers cool against his skin. "No, she whispered, her voice sweet yet firm, stay with me a little longer." The words seemed to weave into his mind like a thread, wrapping around his thoughts. He wanted to resist, to break free, but there was something deeply compelling about her, something he couldn't explain. It was as if every instinct in his body wanted to stay, to be close to her. "I don't understand, what do you want from me?" Rizwan asked, his breath shallow, his body betraying him. Lily's smile widened, and she gently ran her fingers down his chest, sending chills down his spine. "You've already given me what I need, ***, she said, her voice soft but full of a strange hunger. "Now, it's my turn." She stepped back slightly, her eyes never leaving his. Rizwan's body felt weighed down ***, as if the house itself was pulling him in. Her presence was overwhelming ***, and every word she spoke seemed to make his thoughts blur. Suddenly, a strange realization hit him, ***, he wasn't alone. There was something else here, something far older ***, something he couldn't see but could feel. The mansion seemed to grow even darker around him, the walls shifting, closing in, as if the house itself was alive. Rizwan tried to step back, but the woman's gaze held him in place. Her lips curled into a smile again, but this time it was different, ***, darker ***, almost sinister. "You can't leave now, ***, she whispered. "You belong to me now." And with those words, Rizwan felt a cold chill sweep over his entire body. Something had changed. Something had claimed him. Rizwan's pulse raced as Lily's words echoed in his mind. "You belong to me now." The weight of those words settled heavily on his chest, pressing him down, suffocating him. The house seemed to close in around him, the walls groaning as if in response to her claim. He tried to move, to turn and flee, but his legs felt heavy ***, like they were stuck in place. The air was colder now, and the soft glow from Lily's eyes seemed to pull him deeper into the house, as if he were being dragged against his will. "Let me go, ***, Rizwan muttered, his voice shaking. He clenched his fists, trying to break free of the grip she had on him, though he didn't know how much of it was her power and how much was his own confusion. Lily stepped closer, her feet making no sound on the cold floor. Her presence consumed the space around them, as if she had always been a part of this house, a ghost bound to its walls. "You can't leave, Rizwan, ***, she said, her voice smooth and soothing, like a lullaby you couldn't resist. "You're mine now, and there's no escape." Rizwan shook his head, trying to clear his thoughts. His heart pounded in his chest. Why couldn't he think straight? Why was he so drawn to her? Suddenly, the house seemed to pulse ***, as if the very foundation was alive. The dim light flickered, and shadows began to stretch unnaturally along the walls. The once beautiful house now seemed dark ***, its beauty twisted by something sinister. Rizwan stumbled backward, his mind racing. He knew something was horribly wrong. This wasn't just a haunted house. There were other things here. Things far darker than he could ever imagine. A soft laugh echoed through the air, and Rizwan turned, his breath hitching in his throat. He saw flickers of movement in the corners of his vision, figures, blurred and transparent ***, moving just out of reach. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. "Who's there?" he whispered, his voice barely above a breath. But Lily only smiled, her eyes never leaving him. "It's them, ***, she whispered. "They've been waiting for you." Rizwan's heart nearly stopped. He could hear whispers now, ***, soft, chilling ***, just behind his ear, speaking words he couldn't understand. The shadows on the walls shifted ***, and figures began to take shape. Ghosts. Figures of dead souls ***, their eyes hollow, their faces twisted in sorrow and rage. They circled around him, their cold, transparent hands reaching out for him. Lily stepped back, her smile widening as Rizwan's eyes widened in fear. "You belong to them now, too, ***, she said softly. "Welcome to your new life." Rizwan wanted to scream, but his voice was lost in the growing chaos of the haunted house. The walls seemed to close in ***, the shadows whispering and pulling at his mind. He was no longer in control. He had become a part of the mansion, and there was no turning back. Rizwan's vision blurred as the figures surrounding him grew clearer, their faces twisted in silent agony. His body felt like it was trapped in thick mud, every movement slow and heavy, as if the house itself was keeping him from escaping. The walls seemed to pulse, alive with the energy of the ghosts ***, as their whispers grew louder in his ears, echoing with dread and longing. He turned frantically, his mind spinning. "This can't be happening, ***, he thought. But it was. It was real. Lily's voice cut through the chaos, soft and reassuring, like a dark lullaby meant to calm him. Don't be afraid, Rizwan, ***, she whispered, stepping closer, her eyes glowing with an eerie light. You're safe here, with us. But he wasn't safe. None of them were. The house was alive, its walls pressing closer, suffocating him with the spirits of those who had never left. His thoughts were a blur, ***, why had he come here? Why had he stayed? He tried to break free, to fight, but the figures were closing in. Each one was different ***, each one more horrifying than the last. Some were half-decayed ***, others burned ***, their skin peeling away like paper. Their eyes were hollow, empty, yet full of unspoken rage. Their voices, soft and cold, drifted into his mind, their words chilling him to the bone. You will never leave. Join us in the darkness. You belong to this house now. A sudden wave of nausea washed over him, his stomach twisting as he stumbled forward, hands trembling. He needed to get out. He needed to leave before he became like them, ***, a ghost ***, a soul trapped forever within these cursed walls. But every door, every window was shut tight. The house itself seemed to shift ***, moving in ways that defied logic. The ghosts laughed softly, as if mocking him, their transparent fingers brushing against his skin, cold as death. He could feel them pulling at him ***, drawing him deeper into the madness. You can't escape, ***, Lily's voice echoed from behind him, smooth and soft like velvet. Rizwan turned, his eyes filled with panic. Let me go, ***, he shouted, his voice raw with fear. But the house didn't listen. It didn't care. Lily reached for him again, her cold fingers brushing against his cheek. Her smile was both beautiful and terrifying ***, her eyes glowing like burning embers. You're mine now, Rizwan, ***, she whispered, the words sinking deep into his soul. And you'll never leave. The house seemed to respond to her, the walls creaking ***, the air growing thick with the weight of the spirits. Rizwan felt himself slipping, his mind breaking under the pressure, as the ghosts closed in around him, their hands reaching for him, pulling him toward the darkness. And in that moment, he knew. There was no escape. He had become part of the house, part of the ghosts who haunted it. Forever. Rizwan's heartbeat thundered in his ears as the house around him seemed to come alive. The walls stretched and groaned, as if they were reaching for him, pulling him deeper into the heart of the nightmare. His skin crawled as the shadows began to twist, taking on forms of their own, ***, shapeless figures ***, faint whispers ***, and faces that seemed to emerge from the walls themselves. Every step he took, the house shifted, disorienting him further. He tried to scream, but his voice was swallowed by the oppressive silence that filled the house. The spirits circled him like predators, their cold fingers brushing against his skin, their hollow eyes watching him with unblinking, judgmental stares. He was trapped ***, not just physically, but mentally ***, the house slowly consuming him, stealing his thoughts. Through the overwhelming terror, Rizwan felt Lily's presence behind him. Her voice, soft as a breath, slid into his mind, making him shiver. You belong to me, Rizwan, ***, she whispered. We are one now, forever. He spun around to face her, his breath coming in ragged gasps. She was closer now, her eyes glowing brightly, her smile widening in an eerie, sickening way. She was beautiful, but it was a beauty twisted by something dark, something unnatural. No, ***, Rizwan gasped, his throat tight, his chest heavy with dread. I don't belong to you. Let me go. But Lily only laughed, the sound hollow, echoing through the halls. There is no letting go, Rizwan. You were already chosen. You've always been mine. She reached out to him, her cold, bony fingers brushing against his skin. As soon as she touched him, a shock of cold energy shot through his body. He felt the pull, the desire to sink into her ***, to lose himself in the abyss of her touch. His thoughts clouded, the fear and desperation mixing with an inexplicable longing that he couldn't resist. No, no, ***, Rizwan whispered weakly, shaking his head, but his body betrayed him, moving closer to her. The house seemed to hum, its energy wrapping around him like a suffocating blanket, drawing him in. As Lily kissed him, a rush of coldness overwhelmed him. It wasn't a kiss of affection, it was a kiss of possession, a kiss that seemed to drain him, to claim him. His vision blurred, and for a moment, he felt as if he were slipping away from himself. The world around him faded. The last thing he saw before he lost consciousness was Lily's eyes, burning with dark power, her smile the last thing he would ever know. And then, there was only darkness. Rizwan had become one with the house. One with the spirits. Forever bound to the curse.